Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Two Sides to Opinion podcast. I'm the guy driving the bus currently, and you got my two fellow drivers as usual, Jones and Coach Josh. But we have a
Hey,
special guest riding in the front seat with us today. You got Coach Shake. What is going on, Coach Shake?
What it do? What it do?
What's going on, everybody?
whoa, nah.
What's going on? What's going on?
Chilling. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that click, like, and subscribe button so you get updated on all the new information released from our Two Sides to Opinion podcast. Also, just to let you know, we are streaming on Twitch, Two Sides to Opinion, and you'll find us. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Like I said, stated before, let's welcome Coach Shake. Coach Shake is the head football coach of Sam Houston Math, Science, and Technology Center, formerly known as just Sam Houston. He's gratefully been in our presence today, and we are thankful. He's going to answer some questions and give you some great information. But before we do that, Coach Shake, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Man, well, I'm Coach Lake from Lake Charles, Louisiana. By way of Lake Charles, Louisiana, here in Houston, Texas. This will be year 5. I'm the athletic coordinator on campus, head football coach, head track coach. Hold many hats on campus, man, and pretty much been doing this thing for the kids for about 20 some odd years.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that over there to Coach Josh. Coach Josh has a question. Go ahead with it.
Well, first and foremost, I'm just want to thank you, Coach Shake, for being on our show today, man. Thank you so much. Uh,
It's a pleasure.
Big up to you, Yep, and your team. Um, Question number one is kind of like a two-part question. I love defense, but I know offense put people in the stands, and you have to score to win. So you really have to score to win games. I understand that. I love it. Um, one, what is your offensive philosophy? And two, can you give us some sets, some formations, some schemes that you run on your offense?
Well, I always been one of those kind of coaches that first let me say this. I learned from a great array of coaches, man. You know, being in Louisiana, I always say Louisiana got the best coaches, best kids. Then I come to Texas, and I still second that emotion. So I did have a good group of coaches that I was
Hold on,
raised
man.
by.
Hold on for one. Don't do that, man.
What?
Don't do that.
What? The boot life is
No,
real, bro.
no. In the Texas life is different. But you know what? This is your day. I'm gonna go ahead.
It's I'm giving it its props. Hey, ain't nothing like nothing. Hey, like they say, everything is big in Texas.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
true. That is a
Okay.
fact.
Okay, yes, sir.
That
Okay,
is
you
a
know
fact.
what? I can see. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, that's a fact. But as far as offensive philosophy go, man, I'm just kind of like I try to do what my kids can do and grasp and have some success with. I mean, if you're a coach and you've been coaching this thing as long as I've been coaching it, I mean, you can have your own system, but if your system ain't working to what the kids can do, I mean, you might and you still trying to force it on the kids, you only gonna go so far.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the kids in situations where they can be successful on the field as well as off the field. So and if the second part to that, um, I'll say like this year, I knew I had a lot of freshmen playing this year, so it was hard for me to get in the spread. You know, I get in 4 and 5 wide on you in a minute and spread you out and make you have to play football with me. But I knew I was young up front. I knew I had a young quarterback. I knew I was just young all over the place. I started 11 freshmen, you know, between both sides of the ball. So it was hard to do what I normally like to do. So man, I had to get ground zero. We got foot to foot up front. Uh, Base block, BOB, pretty much across the board. We couldn't, we was just young, man. We couldn't move. We couldn't out muscle anybody. And got two backs in the backfield, and we just kind of went straight. I didn't have a lot of team speed either, so but it's growing pains. But like they said, everybody that played us was like, "Hey, man, I like what y'all do. The kids fight hard, they play hard, so we definitely trending in the right direction."
That's good. That's good, man. That's
Coach,
good.
let me ask you a follow up question because I know you're coaching high school, but you see a lot of this when you go to the NFL when they get these players in the draft, and you hit the nail right on the head when you got a coach who has a system. And I'm a Browns fan, so I'm kind of speaking from that perspective. But you got a coach who got a system, right? And then you have players that don't fit that system. When does a coach know, or when should the coach realize that and kind of change paths?
Man, I can only speak for myself. I don't know about other coaches. I would hope you would pick it up, in the summertime when you trying to install. But then sometimes it take, you to get in front of a different color kid, a different color jersey where it's like, all right, I'm really finna see what my kids are capable of doing, not just the kids they see in practice every day. And that's when you just gonna take a look at, man, my scheme is good, but it's not good for the people I have, for the kids I have. So that I don't care if you're in the NFL, college, high school. If you don't have the kids to match what you're trying to do on the football field, or the adults or whatever you want to call them, it don't matter. You gotta
Right.
change. And if you don't change, you're gonna be Cleveland Browns. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Listen, hey, listen. I ain't even mad at you because one of the conversations that a lot of people are having is, was Deshaun Watson really that bad when he got to the Browns, or was it Kevin Stefanski and his scheme that
that's a
didn't
fact.
fit?
That's a
Right?
fact, man. You look at Deshaun, man. Everywhere he went, he had success. But when he got to Cleveland, it was like, oh, he playing so bad. He playing bad because of the situation he had off the field. But you can't even say that because when the last time y'all had a quarterback that had success?
Well, so we had Baker Mayfield, and he was starting to show and grow with Cleveland Browns, and then they thought that they could go out and get something better. That's when they went and got Deshaun. But now you see Baker Mayfield, even after he left the Cleveland Browns, he's doing better. I'll do one better. So we had a quarterback, Joe Flacco, this season,
Yep.
right? Couldn't throw for 150 yards. Then he
Yep.
goes right down the road, and now we're having a conversation. There's another conversation that's brewing. Is Joe Burrow really that good, or is it the system, or is it the talent that's around him?
Well, they still losing over there in Cincinnati. They just
Right.
looking good. They still losing. But I'll say this about your coach too. Is 2 years in a row he done got to mid-season. He done gave up play calling.
No, indeed,
Uh,
indeed.
but we'll say that wasn't his choice. Uh,
He the head
that,
coach. He gave
yeah,
up play calling to
that
his
came.
OC.
Yeah, that came from up top. Then
Yeah. Well, last year I would say it came from up top. This year I think.
he said it came from up top again. It was discussed on one of the pods that it came from up top.
If up top got to do that 2 years in a row, it's time to make a change. I'm
Agreed.
just saying.
We agreed. But
He came from the bottom.
Right.
in that same instance, since Jones, you're already there. Go ahead and hit him with your question, please, sir.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and it's almost in the same vein that we were just talking about. But in your experience, which has a bigger long-term impact on players' growth, would you say it's mastering the system, or would you say it's building trust with the coaches, or would you say it's something completely different that I didn't mention?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. It's really depends on the kids. And I tell this to my teachers in the classroom, my coaches that's teachers in the classroom. Coaches make the best teachers. And coaches, I just feel like coaches can relate to the kids. And if, like, I use my staff for example, if my staff is not relating to the kids and what we're trying to do and create positive success on the field and off the field, I mean, I got a coaching room problem. I need to upgrade my coaching room. I got to do something. I got to do something there. So, coaching, that's what they talk about. Coaching has plays a part in some stuff like that. That's definitely a fact. And I tell this to people, tell this to new teachers especially. You gotta learn your kids. If you don't learn your kids, I mean, you're gonna struggle. And it's the same way on the football field. If we don't take the time to learn our kids, learn what they're good at, learn their skill sets, learn what they're not good at, so we can work on it and get better every day in practice,
Mhm.
then I don't care how good your coaches are. If you don't take that time out to do that one thing right there, learn your key, your strengths and weaknesses of your players.
Right. Well, let me ask you a follow up question because that's interesting, right? So, how do you know, or when do you know that you have a good coach on your staff, or have a bad coach on your staff, and how do you get rid of them, and how do you replace them? Because everyone's not a good fit for you. And two, some people's resume look good, right? Until you get them in your system, and
Or
they don't meld or mesh well with what you got going on. How do you attack that type of situation?
So, just being transparent with my own self, my own staff. I have mentors that I call. One of my big mentors that I call is my old line coach from when I was in high school. He's retired. 40 some years teaching and coaching, and I call him and pick his brain all the time. He told me this year. He said, "Man, it's hard to make a coaching change in the middle of the season." I said, "It is." I say, "But if I just know it's not going well, do I just sit there and just keep letting it just happen?" And he was like, "No, you move them around the staff, or take them away." And I'm like, you do that, now the kids see and the kids pick up on it, and now that coach done lost all his respect with the program. So I feel like, this is just me personally, making a coaching change mid-season is nothing wrong with it if it really needs to happen. And how I really know most of the time the coaching change needs to happen, if it's about production, it's about the kids, man. We are so family orientated on my staff. If my coach hasn't bought in to what I'm doing and make the kids buy into what he's doing, then
Yeah.
it's an easy sell. Like, yeah, man, you're not the right fit for us. And sometimes you gotta, you know, trim the fat, as they say, a little bit earlier than usual. Middle of the season or whenever you realize it.
Right.
Oh, I'm
No.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I always promise my kids, when we have our first team meeting, I always tell my kids, I'm only gonna put people around you that are good for you and good to you. I
Mm,
said, if y'all ever feel like, that you're in a situation and that coach is not benefiting you personally, professionally, however y'all want to phrase it, y'all, my door is always open. Come talk to me. We got to see what's going on.
right. No, I love that, man. I love that. I think that's a great philosophy. And with that, I will kick it over to Marcus to ask the next question.
Yo, shout out to Jarrell. He's in the chat. Welcome. Go ahead and ask Coach a question if you'd like to ask Coach a question. To everybody in the chat, because it's currently jumping at the moment. If you got a question for Coach, go ahead, write it down in the chat, and I'll get it over to him. And in that regards, Coach, for my question, it's kind of like a multi-series question. So I'll go ahead and ask it. Give me 1 second. How do you help your athletes grow beyond the field, whether it's academics, confidence, or life lessons?
Man, they go back to what I just said, man. You gotta learn your kids. Just and I tell it to people like, man, the school I'm at right now, I've never been at a school where I'm at like I've been at right now. I done been to all black schools. I done coached at an all white school, private school, public school. Like I done coached at a multifacets of different types of schools. Little school, big school. But this school right here where I'm at, I tell it to any coach I bring in, man, just be prepared. You will never experience nothing like you've experienced until you get here. It's a totally different atmosphere. I challenge you to find a kid that is not disadvantaged. Even our good kids have some type of disadvantage. So that brings you to where you have to go back to, like I said, you gotta find out what you gotta relate to your kids. You gotta find out what's gonna make them kids run through that wall for you. And if it's a simple thing is like this weekend, this is our last game Thursday. I'm inviting all my seniors coming over to the crib, and we just they gonna hang out. They gonna spend the night at the crib Friday night. We gonna hang out. This was my first true group of seniors. I wasn't the head coach when I came in, but this is my first group of freshmen that I had in the program, man. And I've been with them. I watched them grow. And I just feel like sometimes you gotta do some of them out of the box things, man. Like, spend some extra time with them, talk to them, listen to them. You definitely gotta listen to them. My daughter always knocking and listen and have tissue ready because they'll come in there and be boohoo crying. But that's the best part of being a coach to me.
I'll say this. You've said a lot that we've had many discussions about on this show. And one of the most important ones is tailoring the system to the kids and not trying to get the kids to adapt to the system. That has been something that I've preached and I've been very voiceful about because in order to be successful, you can't have a 1-star running back trying to have them do a 4-star back thing. Like knowing that kid is not 1-on-1 with a cornerback, he's not going to beat him. But having a blocker in front to make it simple and easier for him makes it that much easier. Um, we do have a few questions coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some. A few statements. You got Coach Mo. He said, "Man, this is some good stuff. Shout out to all you guys."
Coach Mo.
He was on the show last week. For everything that you've said, man, it's resonating home to me, and I don't know about the other guys, but it makes you really think that you do care a lot for your players, along with trying to put them in the correct situation to be successful.
That's coaching. That's coaching 101.
Yes, sir.
If you're not trying to do that, you need to go find somewhere to do. Now you're doing it for self, for show, and that's not gonna never benefit nobody, in the long run. I was raised that way, man. People might not think so. I went to LaGrange. I had a white head coach, and then when you there, you always feel like, man, he ain't for us. He doing it for himself. And then when you get out of it, and then you get to get back into the actual coaching realm of what he was trying to teach us. Like, man, this dude, he was giving us gems back then, and he just happened to have some great coaches around him, and it was just like, man. I learned so much from them dudes, man, and it's hard to be like not remember where you came from and take that with you. And I'm just starting to see, I'm starting to see success. I've been in Houston going in my 5th year, and I'm this is my 2nd year being a head coach. I was in Louisiana coaching for 18 years and couldn't get a head coach spot. So,
I mean, it's like 5 schools out there, but okay.
I mean, but still. I couldn't even get one at my alma mater. Come on, man. I'm one of 5 people that ever went back to get a degree to go back and coach at my school, and I couldn't even get a shot in the room.
We do have a question. We do have a question. So, Coach Mo goes, how do you get your athletes to buy into your system and vision being a new coordinator?
Man, that's so. I'm finna give a gem out, bro. Look, let me tell you something. I don't normally do this, but for real,
today.
This secrets, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I took a system, bro. It's a simple system. You can call it whatever you want. You make it easy for the kids to learn. All formations is colors. All plays are states. And when you do that, it's not really much to be thinking about. Kid just got to remember a color. Kid got to remember a state. All right. And what I do on that state depends on the position I'm in. And my positions go from the left to the right. A, B, C, D. If we lined up 4 wide across. So if you know you A and we in A, B, C, D across with four wide receivers, that's white for me. So how I get them to buy into the system, when I go to a new place, I let the kids name the plays. You name the state, you name the color. So everywhere I've been, it's been like, okay, for me, base is white. So the school I was at previously, they didn't want the base 2x2. They didn't want it to be white. They wanted it to be black. So we called it black. So I let the kids name it. Once the kids take ownership of the playbook, it's all over with.
Gotta have your foundation black, man.
Hey man, it is what it is, brother.
Anyways, it's grateful. It's grateful to get some of the knowledge that you're putting out there. And with that being said, to anybody out there in the chat, if you still got any questions, go ahead. I want to give a shout out to Joseph. He's the owner of Strife Air Conditioning. If you guys have and you live in the Houston area and you guys need anything dealing with your AC, please reach out to them. It's called Strife, STRIFE air conditioning. All right. So we'll go move on. Thank you so much, Coach, for the acknowledgement and things of knowledge that you gave to us. We're gratefully appreciated. And the guys in the chat are saying, same, just to let you see. All right. So let's go out here and have a little bit of fun, guys.
All right.
Our first major topic is with the coaching carousel in college football rearing its ugly head, what do you feel the problem is? And we got our coach Shake on. We'll let you go ahead and start that out for us. What's the problem?
It's a microwave society, bro. Everybody want instant gratification right now. And it's not set up that way no more, man. It's just not. You know, the portal, especially college football, it's just changed so dramatic, man. From high school, think about it. Used to be, you send your film out, you get some looks, and then you might get some offers. It ain't even like that no more, man. I got a couple of kids on my team right now that should have offers. They can't get an offer, man. I'm having to get them kids in JUCO because the system to change so much, and and with the system change, that comes wins and losses. If you ain't winning right now, in this microwave society, you gotta go. They want the next thing that's gonna make it happen right now. So that goes down to picking the right kids for your system. So it ain't no more, letting the kids adapt to your system. You got to pick the kids that's right for your system you're running because you got to hit the ground running. So it's hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You look at what's his name that just got fired? Kelly at LSU. I heard the rumor mill say he finna go to Arkansas. Well, hell, if you couldn't win at LSU with them athletes, what you think you gonna do at Arkansas? You know what I'm saying? With a, and I'm not saying that lesser scale athlete, but come on, man, LSU got some of the toppers of all across every spectrum. So I don't know, man. It's just this society we live in. We want to win right now.
Got you. Some guys in the chat. Marcus Davis state good stuff. Shout out to Marcus. What's up, man? Glad for you to stop by on the show. So Coach Josh, what you got on this topic, man?
Yeah, Josh.
Your favorite guy.
So man, I got like a multiple choice answer. You know how you got A, B, C, and then you would have like E, like all of the above.
Yeah.
So man, well, I'm in Louisiana. Brian Kelly.
That sounds like it hurt.
It did. It hurt, but we knew it was coming. But then when you start knowing some of the backstory, that's when it's like, okay. But like Coach said, people want to win now because people are spending money. So you got people wanting to win now because they spending money. And then we in Louisiana, politics. That's another small percentage of why some of these people are getting fired and let go. I'm looking at it now, like I heard Sark say, Marcus, y'all firing all these people, who y'all gonna hire? So yes, indeedy. Yes,
hey,
indeed.
Baton Rouge need a coach. They ain't got no coaches in Baton Rouge college football right now. They need me in there. Let me go. I go to Southern. I go on the yard. Let's go, baby.
Man, hey, bro. Hey, man.
I'm coming back home.
But it's a lot of factors to it.
Yeah.
But I think that people want to win now because they spending money. I mean, man, you look at Ohio State, bro. They've been spending money to win. And it started off just by we got to make sure that Michigan don't beat us because they spend all this money up on Harbaugh. And Ohio State was winning before you. But I'm not going to say that they just start winning. But, bro, man, people spending money. Man, the climate we in, man, with politics. And that goes beyond, like, like government, man. We could talk about, man, people not liking people. One of the rumor mills said that the governor wanted Kelly gone because Kelly was one of the people that spoke up for not firing the basketball coach, him and Scott Woodard. So the governor was mad for that and already had it out for him. True, false, I really don't know, but it's just crazy right now, man, because we scratching our head thinking, man, look at some of the people that got fired. And we like, man, I would never fire those people. Like, it's gonna be hard to find somebody for like LSU. Because Kelly, big thing was he didn't win. But man, they was selling out. They was recruiting. They was able to go up on ticket prices.
Hey man, I don't care nothing about what you're saying right now. That sounds so good. That sounds like excuses.
I mean, man, but that's what it is, though.
If you got one of the best players in the country on defense, Mr. Perkins, and you can't find a place on the defense to get him where he need to be successful, that's coaching.
Yeah, agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's nothing but coaching.
I'm not gonna
The
disagree.
politics and all that sound good. It's all about coaching and being able to relate to the kids. If you can't do that, you're not the right person. And you need to do your due diligence when you hire people. If you can't do that and find out if them coaches is relatable, I don't care if you go get the right kids. If you can't relate to them when you get them there, that's a problem.
I think they had two of the worst coordinators. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
That's a fact.
To the chat, anybody in the chat, if you guys want to know or want to put an answer to this question, what's the issue with the coaching carousel that's currently going on in the NCAA football? Go ahead, put that in the chat. We got another one. NIL has leveled the playing field to some degree. The talent is being spread out, and it's actually causing coaches to actually coach.
Preach, Marcus. Mr. Marcus Davis, preach. Preach.
Yeah.
Preach,
so
man.
This is what I'll say. This is my thought and my theory only. The issue that's currently going on is they keep recycling the same old coaches. And because they keep recycling the same old coaches, there's only a handful of coaches that we feel are dominant and winners. And most of the time, those guys aren't leaving their school. So what they're currently doing is recycling the old guys. James Franklin had been at Penn State for a while, but he's going to be at one of those major schools. Brian Kelly from Notre Dame. I don't understand. The only thing Brian Kelly ever did at Notre Dame was take them to a national championship with a guy who had a relationship with a girl that he had never met. That right there is a problem with someone, right? Manti Te'o can't be out here having a relationship with girls that he ain't never met, and then your coach take you to the championship. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right? Bro, this dude. Woo!
Dang.
Then you got Billy Napier. Y'all let me know when Billy Napier won something. I'll wait.
He was at UL.
No, I'll wait.
He was at UL Lafayette, and he was doing pretty well. They were recruiting well. They were getting.
What did they win?
Well, I can honestly say that I think they won a bowl game.
That's not winning nothing.
No, but they from the Sun Belt. They from the Sun Belt, and they won maybe like 8-9 games.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. If that's good for you, I'll take that.
No, I mean, but we talk about UL. We're not talking about we're not talking about a power. And then also, I have one caveat to what you saying, Marcus, is those coaches are getting recycled because people give them money.
But see,
people give Brian Kelly money. So like,
yeah, but to Marcus's point though, why are they getting opportunity?
No.
That's the other thing, Jones. I wouldn't know, but
here's my thing.
I know
they continuously recycling these guys, and they're so Brian Kelly is owed $54 million. James Franklin's owed $49 million. Billy Napier's owed a handful. Brent Pry, who nobody knows, he's owed $6 million. If you guys take a look at the screen, it tells you how much Deshaun Foster owed 6.43 million.
Yeah.
Sam Pittman at Arkansas is owed 9.8 million. God,
That's what happened when you sign a contract. You got to pay me.
no, agree. But these who is Sam Pittman? I'll wait. Who is
Somebody
Deshaun
that
Foster?
they giving money to.
Hold on. This who is Deshaun Foster? Have you ever said, "Hey man, Deshaun Foster is a great coach"? I'll wait.
Hey, so that goes to the why we are in this situation. Why we keep recycling coaches. We got a color scheme problem. Like, you find a good black coach that won't get the same opportunity as a unproven white coach. And he's got the credentials to back it up that he deserves that spot. And that's the same way in high school football. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's the same way. Like, it's a color scheme problem, man. I don't care how much winning you do. It's got to be the right situation for you to get that job. I don't care what you do. That's the one thing I can say about Texas. Like, when I came to Texas, it was like they don't see a lot of color. They want to see W's because they spend a lot of money on facilities, and it's like we want to see wins in these facilities. So
Mhm.
that's, I mean, that you look at that, that's the one caveat about Texas. Everywhere else, man, like Louisiana, man, it's a color scheme situation, bro. Like,
Got
Yeah.
I'm at a school with I'm a 99.5% Hispanic, and I can count the black kids. I know all the black kids by name, and I'm a black head coach over there. Like, come on, man. Texas don't see color like that. Texas see wins and losses. That's the one big difference between Texas and Louisiana.
Yeah,
Jones.
unless
Go ahead
unless you're
with your
Charlie
question.
Strong, but
Right.
I digress. Go ahead, finish your point.
Now he finished, but go ahead with your point, man.
Oh well, so for me, it's just a combination of what Coach Josh and Coach Shake said. You know what I mean? So the NFL is excuse me, college football is resembling a lot of what the NFL looks like, right? Because in the NFL, you got all this money pumped into the NFL. We're trying to win right now, and if you can't win right now, then we have no use for you, right? I mean, back in the day, you used to be able to draft a quarterback, develop a quarterback, let him sit a little bit, right? And the coach was still there, right? Through the whole development and grooming process. That's not the case now. And you got to win right now. And with these, what are they calling them? Because they're not PACs. That's more on the political side. What are these money organizations called? I
The
can't.
collective.
Yeah, the collectives, right? The collectives, right? They're putting in this money and they want to see an ROI, right? They
Yeah.
want to be able to
Boosters.
say, okay, yeah, the boosters. They want to be able to say, okay, I gave Alabama, I gave LSU 2-3 million, right? And they brought us a championship. Well, if you ain't bringing no championship and you got some growing pains, and like Coach said, I got premier players on my team and you ain't winning, well, we got to get somebody else in here, right? Because we're not about to just throw money away. And I think that's kind of the way that it seems right now. And the feel of it is more of a professional athlete program than it is, an amateur college type of program to get you to the league. So it's almost turned into a professional league in its own.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Hey, let me say something right quick. I had a coach told me last year. Last year was my first year being the head coach. We went 1-9, and he told me, "Say, hey, coach, it took me 5 years to get my first win as a head coach. Man, winning is hard."
Right.
Especially in football, it's not like basketball or other sports. We don't have as many people, many moving parts. Man, you got 11 moving parts, and them 11 parts got to be in unison for
Mm-hmm.
a play to be successful, and that is hard. A great
Mm-hmm.
example of that, bro. Mike Tomlin is probably one of the winningest coaches in the NFL, bro. In the last 2 years, he been on the hot seat. They've been talking about getting rid of Mike Tomlin. What you want? He ain't had a losing season as a coach.
Right.
Like, man, it's just, society just different, man. They want instant microwave. The microwave society want instant gratification. They want it right now. But I
Right.
mean, what is winning? What does winning look like to you? Winning the national championship, winning the Super Bowl? Like the man ain't lost. He ain't lost, had a losing season, and they talking about get rid of him. Well, go ahead
Right.
on and get rid of him then. Somebody else will take it.
Jones, you
Yeah.
said
No,
something.
go
You
ahead.
said that they don't want to waste money. Unfortunately, they are wasting money. You got James Franklin, who's going to be paid $49 million. You got Brian Kelly, who's going to be paid $54 million. Then you
Mhm.
have Sam Pittman, who's owed $9.8 million. That's wasting money. Like
Mhm.
we say they don't want to waste money, they're wasting money. So something has to change. I do believe moving forward because of this year solely that they might be on a change because there's no way LSU wants to pay $54 million plus go get a big name guy and pay him 10, 12 million per year.
Well, so it's about to be the inverse, I think, right? Because you're talking about paying all these coaches all this money, and if we're talking about college football mimicking the NFL, it's going to be the players now is going to get all this money, and like you said, I think these coaches are going to start getting offered smaller and smaller contracts. So, I mean, we shall see. But the last thing that I'll make, or the last point I'll make about this is, with this the transfer portal. You can't develop these kids the way that you used to. You can't talk to these kids the way that you used to, right? Because you say the wrong thing,
They
you
leaving.
raise your voice a little too loud. You look at them the wrong way. You don't speak to them. They don't get the ball when they think that they should, right? They're not getting
Right.
10 to 12 targets, right? They're not producing the way that they should. Well, I'm out. I'm gonna hit this portal and I'm going to the next team. Right? And we've seen that with Nico, and some of he didn't get the deal that he thought he was going to get, but Prime, when he first got to Colorado, half his team was gone. So and it didn't have that type of effect, but it will have that. And moving forward, it will have that type of effect on these teams because key players are going to move for a better opportunity.
Agreed. And speaking of that, let's get to our next topic, which involves a player. And it's a major topic that we had a discussion about in the chat. And it's an honest question, I believe. It's a very honest question, and that is Ja Morant a top 5 player, a star player, or a good player?
That's easy.
Since coach said it's easy, go ahead, coach.
Man, we don't know what he is. He ain't been on the court long enough.
Ooh.
What we judging that off on? The one good year he had, like the way he really made a name for himself and did all the dunking on everybody. Ever since that one good year he had made a full season in the NBA. So I mean, what we talking about? We don't know if he top 5. He ain't played a season a long enough season to be a top 5. Is he a good player? He got great skill sets. Is he good? Good chemistry in the locker room. Like I just don't know, man. He got so many off the field antics. Like if I'm a leader in that team, I'm in that locker room. Hey man, you gotta chill, bro. You gotta go. Like you causing too much extra negative attention to us, bro. We don't need that, So is he a good player? Yes, he has great skills. Is he? I don't know what kind of player he is in the locker room, and that matter. Especially on teams when you get paid big money, bro. Like, hold on, brother. If you're not gonna fit the culture we got going on in this locker room, and you causing negative attention, deuce, peace.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna take it next, Marcus, because I'm gonna follow up on that because I don't even think he's a good player. I think he's a role player. Let that sink in. He might be a 6th man, depending on what team you go to. So looking at it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just be funny about it, right? Because if some of the kids and stuff play NBA 2K, if you made a my player build with Ja Morant, he's a dunker and that's it. He's a dunker with no defense and no perimeter, right? He can't shoot. All he do is dunk. And that's like Coach said, that was great. When he first came into the league, but I mean, hell, Zion did that, right? So then I took it a step further. And I was like, okay, who are some of the who are considered some of the top 5, top 10 players in the league? And what came up, SGA. Is Ja Morant better than SGA? Absolutely not. Is he better than Jokic? Absolutely not. Is he better than Giannis? Absolutely not. Wemby, no.
No.
Luka, no. Embiid, no. Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry.
Stop. You killing him.
like he doesn't even fit in the
Yeah.
top tier. So there's no way that we can even have a conversation, Josh, about him even being a good. Listen, he's a role player at this point, right?
Hey,
and
man,
now that he getting added,
how you can say he a role player, bro? What he ain't been on the court.
Hey, Jones. Hey, what do you do, Jones? What do you do? That's
yeah,
what he doing right now. Boy.
Man, bro, like, come on, you gotta play at least half the season to say you're a good role player. Hey, what team? Okay, let's break it down. All right,
Hold on.
what team could you?
Hold on, we got to give our guy a chance to see what to rebuttal.
Hold on, but let me finish this up just real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I did the top 10 players. And I was like, well, maybe that's unfair, right? Because at that point, we're talking about positionless basketball, right? Because we're talking about, fours, fives, and everything else. All right, well, top 5 point guards, because he's a point guard. So SGA came up. We already answered that question. De'Aaron Fox, is he better than De'Aaron Fox? I say no. Luka, no. Curry, no. Jalen Brunson, no. Trigger Trey Young, is he better than Trey Young? I'll throw it up there to let you answer that. Cade Cunningham, is he better than him? Halliburton, is he better than Tyrese Halliburton? And that's at least 5 people. So if he's not even top 5 in his own position, we can't even have a conversation about him being top 5 or a superstar in the league. And I'll end with that. Go ahead, Coach.
First of all, since y'all trying to put the steering wheel in my back, first of all, okay, I give you SGA. Man, I give you Giannis. Man, and I give you Joker. Wemby. Every man that's above 7'3" done had problems in the league with some kind of bone, blood clots, heart problems, something they done had. So, man, we don't know what Wemby is. Now, we could tell that if he stays on this up and up, he could be one of the greatest. But
let me ask you this question.
He ain't even top 5. He ain't even top 5.
If you were starting a team right now, would you take Wemby or would you take Ja?
You took too long. We already know the answer.
Oh, I mean, bruh, if we draft,
what's got high?
I drafted Wemby first. Come on, man. Y'all don't do this.
Is the GM drafting or the owner drafting? If the owner drafting, the owner gonna take Ja, because Ja gonna put asses in seats.
Yes. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm drafting the 7'5" unicorn. That's just
extraterrestrial.
Yeah, but let's not forget. Wemby had blood clots at the end of the season. Blood clots.
Yes, sir, he did.
Blood clots.
And Ja Morant was hurt.
People can come back from ankle injuries, broken ankles, torn ACLs, torn Achilles. Hey, I remember another big man had blood clots. He ain't never played again. That was Chris Bosh. And Luka. Man, let me get to Luka.
Oh.
Hold on. Championship Chris Bosh, though. Let me just put that in perspective.
Yeah, cool. I'm not taking no game away from Chris Bosh. I'm just telling you, blood clots is serious. Ja better than Luka.
No.
Man,
bro,
whatever, bro.
Man, I'm gonna draw my
bro, I wish you guys.
Well, you better go get you a new one.
Hey, I wish y'all could have seen y'all faces in unison, bro. Both of y'all said.
Hey, bro. Luka plays.
I had to turn my camera off.
Hey, I wish I was there so I could give you a hug, because you need a hug right now.
Yeah, I might need a hug.
Hey, you need one of them bro hugs we normally give each other. We ain't seen each other for a while.
Jones said he was a role player.
Or a 6 man.
Man, that man not no 6 man, bro. And we talk about another player. We talked about another player up in another league in another sport that stay injured. But if, man, we know what Ja can do if he healthy. He gonna lead his team to the Western Conference Finals, bro.
They don't have that team no more.
Ain't
keep
the
going.
only one that's gone.
Keep going, because I'm gonna give you some numbers when I get there.
I mean, you can give me numbers all you want. I told you this eye test. I told you and John this eye test.
Hey, what team can you put Josh on right now besides the team he on and they going to the championship? And you will be like, they winning it all. What team?
Ja?
And he's going to be the leader. He's going to be the leader. He has to be the leader.
What team? Pick one.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I mean, is I'm trying to see like some interchangeable parts.
There's none.
Just add him to a team. Don't. Hey, free agent. You finna add him to a team because he finna be a free agent anyway. Add him to a team. Pick one. What team he go to? Okay, let's put him with Giannis. You put him with Giannis. They win the championship? No.
But he's not going to be the guy anyway. Giannis is going to be the guy. That I think that's where we're getting to. See, so I'm gonna say since 2021, that 2021-2022 season, I ain't gonna lie, Ja had a heck of a season. You know, he was averaging 27 points and 7 assists. No, the year after he dropped in points to 26, but he was averaging one more assist. He had 26 and 8. But here's the caveat: ever since that year, he slowly declined. He slowly declined. The injuries has played the toll. If we're not gonna lie, but in the same sense, I keep on asking you guys, and I ask Josh this too. I say he's going to need to be. He has to have a 1A or a 1B with him in order for him to do anything worthwhile, to even get to that point. And he's no longer the same dude from the injuries, and I don't think he's the same dude mentally. He can go somewhere, but he's going to play second fiddle to wherever he goes. And I don't know if his ego can handle that for him. He already struggling now with the coaches because they're trying to protect him. So what do you think is going to happen when he goes to a Giannis team where he isn't the guy and all they do is talk to Giannis? It's different when the camera is in your face and you have the questions, and then you get to a team and they no longer care about you. I felt Dame felt that same thing. That's why he went. Go ahead.
Can I say this? Yeah. So let's take him out of Milwaukee, Denver, and who we got? That's Giannis, the Joker, and what's the other one? And OKC. So you telling me all the other teams, and probably not Golden State, because I think that Steph is just the face. Steph is just the face. But I think everywhere else, he's would be
better than Jimmy Butler.
Who?
He's not better than Jimmy Butler.
I mean, John, man, I'm gonna tell you, basketball, football, baseball, bro. Like that's all young men games, bro. Like them boys old, they still know how to play. They still could come and give you some good games, but them boys ain't putting up no phenomenal numbers, man.
Did we not see Jimmy take that Miami Heat team to two finals? Did we or did we not?
By himself?
Did we or did we not?
I mean,
you can't argue with Josh. Not about this.
Oh,
this is not conducive to good adult behavior.
Hey, bro, I'm standing on this.
Stand on it, Josh. I love you.
I'm proud of you, cousin. I'm proud of you.
Josh still balling. Josh still balling. They got a new system. They looking, and I think he been looking to get out of Memphis. Ever since all the stuff with the guns and stuff like that.
Where is he gonna go?
Besides those 3 teams that I named, you could send him anywhere and they gonna ball.
No.
Dallas?
Who?
Dallas?
No. Yeah.
It's
Dallas. The basketball.
He go to Dallas, he gonna be the 6th man.
No, he's not. He gonna be the sixth man.
He gonna have to go to two guard.
Who's he starting over?
He got to go to the 2 or to the 3. The
Like,
only team that he might.
over.
It's only one team that he might will fit that can help them get over the hump. And I'm gonna say maybe New York Knicks, maybe the Knicks. It just depends on how well him and Jalen Brunson can play together. Because he gonna have to come off the ball now and be a 2 guard or a 3, small forward. Maybe Minnesota. Like
No,
maybe he can play with with your boy.
But
Like
he been coming off the ball. But
I
he
like
been
him in
coming off
Orlando.
the ball.
I'm not gonna lie. I do like him in Orlando. I think he pushes them, especially with what they currently have and the way
you
the
got
East
Baines.
is.
Man,
They just traded
I
Baines
just
over
don't
there.
know. I just don't know if his personality will fit in the locker room. That's always gonna be the thing with him, bro. Like he got to prove himself, that he can handle. There's some young kids over there in Orlando. Like, can you handle being with them young boys that's over there balling, trying to get it in, make a name for themselves? And then Ja come in, I'm Ja, scoot over. I just, I don't know, man. It's all
But you
speculation. We just don't know.
yeah, but
Charlotte,
you kind of need some of that power because that's what they're kind of missing at that guard spot. They don't have that
Charlotte,
dude.
I can say that about Houston right now. I like end of the career KD. Just looking at Houston right now, they missing one. I'm just saying. I know they're trying to figure it out and see what that look like. Him and Thompson. Who gonna take the last shot and who gonna be the dominant ball handler. And I know they're trying to figure it out, but
You,
they
you know
still
who
missing one.
you know who would be a prime person for them at this moment? Chris Paul, because all he wants to do is distribute the ball.
That's
That's
facts.
it.
That's facts.
Yeah.
But we'll move on to our next segment, guys. This was interesting. I love it. And that brings us to another game. Have you guys heard of Game 7? Well, we had that happen over the weekend. It was very entertaining. One of the best World Series I've seen in a long time. I don't know about you guys. And that begs the question. What do you think about Game 7 of the World Series? And where does this World Series rank overall? And we'll start with our guest. Go ahead, Coach Sheck.
Well, a lot of people might not know this, but I'm really, really a baseball guy. I really love baseball. If I had to just, settle on a sport to retire and coach in, it probably would be baseball because of the strategic X and O's and moving different type skill set players about. I always been that kind of person, like trying to, know where to move certain skill type people, to make them successful. So, but that was I was in here screaming, bro. Like I'm like ninth inning, home run to tie the game. I'm in here like screaming to the top of my lungs, like, man, I want Magic Johnson to win. I'm pro black. I want whatever Magic touch. I want it to be good. So I'm pulling for the for the Dodgers. But it's like, bro, that was just top of the top tier, and I watched the World Series, the Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan, all that, Jeter and all them boys. But that was one of the best baseball games to sit and watch on TV. Wishing I could have been there in person that I probably witnessed in my entire life, maybe except for a couple of high school baseball games that was just phenomenal watching some of those young kids play. But that was really, really probably one of the best games I've seen in my life.
Coach, Jones, what you got?
Yeah, man, I'll make it quick. Blue Jays jumped out 0-3. I thought it was about to be, a runaway train at some point, and then things start to shift. And I think I was watching the story afterwards, and I think it was Rojas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He wasn't even playing, and I think his wife was like, "You're gonna hit a home run, right?" In this game, and they were like, "Well, he ain't even playing, right?" And then, come to find out he ended up playing and then ended up hitting one of the home runs, I think, to tie it up at 4, I believe. Yep. But no, it was a great game, man. Sitting back, just having the ability to watch it. And like I said, I thought it was going to be a runaway train. And then you just kind of felt something start to shift, right, in the game. And the momentum went over to the Dodgers. And they pulled it off in this back-to-back championships, man. So, I'm sure the ownership's happy, the fan base is happy, but it's also kind of what we were talking about because you asked, I guess how we feel about it. The Dodgers, Yankees, they spend money to have great teams, and here's the product of it, right? So I guess in the long run, you kind of get what you pay for. So shout out to the Dodgers.
I'll take the next one, and this is what I say. Something you said overall is gaining the trust and making sure your players know what to do in certain situations. Kiner Falefa was at third. They had one out. If he takes a bigger lead, more than likely he makes it before that throw home, and we're having a different discussion. This is why I always say it's always the little things. This was a game of inches. It was a game of inches.
Right.
And I feel like sometimes you just have to take that little moment to make sure you're doing that little thing, like getting that lead from here to there, and we might be having a different discussion. That's all I have to say about that. What about you, Coach Josh?
I'm gonna take another point of view on it. Looking at it from a fan of the sport, a fan of teams, this is what you wanted. That game, this whole series was like phenomenal. Like these games where you have exciting hits, lead changes. Like this, what you wanted in the World Series. This had to be one of the best World Series ever. Marcus, me and you talked about this when the Astros won the World Series. What year it was? 20 what? 20 when they beat the Dodgers in Game 7, right?
Oh yeah, the cheating series, and I'm glad we cheated.
Stop it.
Yeah, but that was one of the greatest series I ever saw, and I put that up there with that. And this is what you want to get your money's worth as a fan. Like, man, this going all the way to Game 7. I could just imagine what business was like in those towns.
That's funny.
Man, it was booming. Because I remember Houston, how Houston was booming.
Yeah, hey, I can tell you that because I was in line getting shirts and World Series hats and World Series
like,
and then he's calling me, talking about, give me one too. I'm like,
bro, like you had football at that time, soccer, baseball and basketball all at the same time, and I felt like that made the city that much better. So, man, I could just imagine what this is gonna do for Los Angeles. And we
I have
going
a caveat
into
question I have a caveat question for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, and do you feel, because the commissioner spoke about it, do you guys feel they're going to implement a salary cap
in baseball?
Yep.
I don't think so. I mean, don't they profit share?
This is what I'll say. No, actually, they don't. They make sure everybody's not in the red. That's the key.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but I mean, what's the point?
Oh, because the one reason is because the lower teams that know they don't want to win, they don't spend a lot of money, which means they don't feel the team worthwhile. This is why we never get equalization across the board. In the NBA, you got to spend so much money. You have to.
Yeah, that's true.
So much money. Currently, right now in the MLB, you can spend whatever you want to spend, and that's becoming an issue because.
But isn't that good for baseball? If the Dodgers win and the Yankees win and Boston win, and give me somebody else that's in the
No, and here's so
that's in the American League.
You remember when the NBA made sure?
League.
Remember when the NBA made sure they targeted small market teams because they wanted small market teams to win, to make money, because they were constantly in the red. Well, that's what you're currently having right now in the MLB. So
I think it's good from that standpoint. Yeah, I think it's good from that standpoint, but I don't know if that really remedies the the fact that I think the same teams that are currently winning are still going to be winning. You know, poorly ran organizations are poorly ran organizations. You see that in the NFL, right?
Boy, you
No,
in
go
here.
ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Coach.
Man, you in here preaching, man. Keep on. Go keep on. You Cleveland Browns fan.
He should know.
But yeah, I mean, just to finish the point, you know, and well-ran organizations are well-ran organizations. I mean, Coach talked about Mike Tomlin, you know, never being a losing coach, right? That organization, I mean, hell, they had Kenny Pickett, right? And, you know, they were still winning games. I mean, the Raiders have Kenny Pickett right now. Can't win a game, right? I mean, he went in for Geno Smith. And I think first play, he had a fumble, didn't he?
He sucked.
Yeah, I mean, terrible. But that's what great coaches and great organizations do. Because, I mean, if you gave him back to Mike Tomlin right now, he wouldn't be doing that, right? But, I mean, so to your point, it will remedy some of the lower portions of salary and making sure there's equalization across the board with players and things like that. But as far as, you know, the teams that are going to win, the teams that are winning now are going to continue to win because they're great ran organizations, and the other teams are still going to be exactly where they're at because they're still going to do bad team things. So,
Man, so this is my thing with it. Like, and you are exactly right with everything you said. All it's gonna do is force you to be like the NFL and not have guaranteed contracts. That's all it's gonna do, put a salary cap in baseball. Because from position 6 through 27 on the roster, like I can't pay them like I'm paying 1 through 6. Same in football. I can't pay 57 number 40 to 57 the same as I'm paying 1 through 20 on the roster. I just can't, you know. I can't pay everybody like I'm paying the top 5 people on the roster. So I mean, it's gonna come down to where like you're gonna eliminate a position that's gonna not be as cost effective, a la running back, NFL, the most abused position in the NFL. And you know, it's all you're gonna do is you're gonna create this NFL situation in the MLB, and it's just not needed, bro. Not needed at all. Let them guys get that money. Let them owners spend that bag if they want to win. The Florida Marlins won a few a while back, and you know they one of the lowest spending teams. Like, so I mean, it's all about how well you coach, how well your organization is ran, how well you draft, how well you scout. Same thing for all them other NFL pro teams. It's all about the front of the house, bro.
And with that being said, I want to thank all you guys, especially Coach Shake, for a wonderful night that we currently had, and to everybody who joined in and made a comment. Thank you so much. I'll leave it as I always leave it. Thank you for everything that you guys have do. See you guys in the future, and we out.
All right, fellas.
Peace.